Nikola Tesla said, if you want to know the secrets of the universe, you have to think in terms of energy, vibration, and frequency. So when you see where language is derived, language comes from sound. Therefore, language, it is independent of itself. Nobody can own a language. Nobody can come and tell you that, oh, this is my language. No. Language, it is independent of itself. People can learn your language from a different continent. So when you are talking your language, you have to be careful. Language and sound, they're independent of themselves. And the challenge is, most of the time, a different language embeds into the other. Like English language, it becomes easy to use some certain English words in another language. For example, I was getting coffee at Starbucks, and this guy, I think he was Nigerian, he was talking in his mother tongue. So it was like, United States, the first president in the history of United States. Can you imagine? A woman. The children came to court in his aeroplane. He even didn't wave. When you puzzle what this guy was talking about, I don't have to understand the entire language. But when you put those small puzzles of what those English words which were coming into his language, you can know what this guy was talking about. So always be careful when you're talking your language. It doesn't matter, because the challenge is, when you're talking in your mother tongue, you tend to be confident. More so when you're in a community, you know that they don't understand the language. Let me tell you, my friends, the English language always sneak in. There are some words you cannot express in your mother tongue. Like United States. How are you going to express United States? How are you going to express the President of the United States? How are you going to express in the history of the United States? How are you going to express the woman? How are you going to express the court? How are you going to explain he came in his airline? So such words, once you put those puzzles together, you can understand what this guy was talking about. So language, it is one of the most important things on the planet. But at the same time, it is very destructive, because if I put all these puzzles together, I can understand what this guy was talking about. Therefore, it doesn't matter which language you're using. Always be careful when and where you're using the language. Other languages always sneak into your language, and people who are alert, people who are conscious, they can put the puzzle together and understand the entire context of your conversation. It doesn't matter whether you're using your phone, it doesn't matter whether you're conversing with a friend. Always people are going to hack into the language and understand what you're talking about. Hacking is everywhere. Hacking doesn't mean that you have to hack into the computer. A computer is a human mind. Therefore, if I can hack into a computer, I can as well hack into your conversation. I can hack into your conversation, and a hacker will never announce his presence. There's no hacker who announces his presence. I've never seen a hacker who announces his presence, that I'm going to hack into something or your conversation. No. A hacker, he comes silently and he does his job in a smart way. So therefore, when you put all those puzzles together, just a few words, you can know what this guy was talking about in a language I did not understand, but I knew those few English words. So always be careful when you're talking a foreign language. Yes, you might, in your head, you know that the language, it is only, spoken in your country, or you see all people are different from you and you think that people don't understand the language. The truth is they do. They can look at your expression, the way you express yourself in that language. The expressions communicate, the body language communicates. So always be careful when you're using a different language. Still, language, it is independent of itself. Nobody owns a language. You cannot control language. It controls itself. So it's energy. And the language comes from energy. It is energy, vibration, frequency, sound, then language. That's why it is independent of itself. It is independent of itself. Thank you.